One of the biggest mysteries in GTA 5 history doesn't involve alien terror or government conspiracies like most mysteries do. Instead, it's something much more disturbing. What happened to Trevor's mother after the Delude-a-Mall van mission? For those who don't remember when you finished GTA 5 by choosing the ending where Trevor stays alive, in other words, after choosing option C and complete the final mission of the main story, a question mark appears at Trevor's trailer in Sandy Shores. When you arrive at this location, you come across Trevor's mother inside the trailer where Trevor lives, in a mission called Mrs. Phillips, and that's where the big problem begins. This mission is different from almost all other Stranger and Freaks missions within GTA 5. This mission has very specific characteristics and mainly leaves a huge mystery at the end. The complete disappearance of Trevor's mother, and this opens up space for two major theories. The first theory is that it never happened and was just a hallucination, and the second theory is that she was actually there and had to flee while Trevor didn't return with the van. In today's video, I will bring my perception on this subject with some narrative evidence within the game itself, and I believe that this is enough to make it clear what happened to Trevor's mother after this mission. That being said, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and let's get started. Well, I believe that everyone who follows the channel here already knows at least vaguely the troubled story that Trevor lived during his childhood. I have a complete video here on the channel just about Trevor's past, told by himself, okay? Very good. If you guys want to see it later, you can check it out there. But in short, he had many problems related to his upbringing, and his mother was practically at the center of all these problems. Trevor's mother was a prostitute, completely psychologically unbalanced, and also a drug user. At some point before the events of GTA 5, the game does not make it clear exactly when Trevor's mother ends up being arrested, and only after the conclusion of the main story is she released and appears in Trevor's trailer through that question mark on the map that I mentioned to you. And when you get there, this cutscene happens exactly.
So, you've done well for yourself.
What are you doing here?
Is that how you greet your mother, Trevor?
I didn't know they let you out.
So you never wrote to me? You never visited?
Well,
I bet you never found a girl. Tell me, Trevor, are you gay?
No.
Is that what this is all about?
No.
I wouldn't care. In fact, I've always wanted a gay son. A son who wouldn't forget about his mother.
But Ma,
Nothing. Not a peep. I carried you in here. I fed you. I weaned you. Now look at you. You always were an ungrateful, wretched, sniveling sack of shit of a boy. You know it, and I know it. There was always something wrong with you. Ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of me, of your own mother. I've been here for hours, and have you gotten me a drink or a cigarette or massaged my feet? I'm an old woman, and you, in the prime of life, have you nothing inside?
I'm so sorry.
There, it's okay, son. Oh, that's enough! Here I am, old and tired and alone.
I'm so sorry for everything.
Exactly. For everything. I'm an old woman, Trevor. I don't got no insurance.
Oh, I got money.
I don't want your goddamn money. Is that what you think I am? A prostitute? Still? You're sick.
What can I do?
I'm in a lot of pain. I need you to get me some more Delude-a-Mall.
I can do that.
A lot of them. A truckload, literally. And not those weedy little ones. The 1,000 milligram ones. And if you find me a gentleman, well, we both know you need a father figure.
Trevor's mother is extremely abusive, manipulative, and aggressive, not only psychologically but also physically, as there is a moment when she knees him in the face. She humiliates Trevor, questions his sexuality, brings up abandonment issues, and in the end she blames everything on him and portrays herself as the victim. She says she is old, tired, alone, full of problems, and when Trevor tries to help by offering money, she refuses, making it clear that she doesn't want his money. What she wants is something very specific, a van full of medications or even a whole truck of a medication called deludamol. Deludamol, according to ChatGPT within the GTA universe, is inspired by real-life morphine. It is an extremely strong, highly addictive drug and is not commonly used as a simple painkiller, especially not in the quantity she requested. But up until this point, the mission seems to be just another normal task within the game, where there is a problem with a certain character, and you need to help solve it. But here things start to get a little strange. From this moment on, you can no longer enter Trevor's house. He leaves the house and the trailer door is locked, and whenever you try to enter, Trevor's mother, who is supposedly inside, is insulting him with various aggressive and even somewhat disturbing dialogues at times.
I ain't letting you in until I get my deludamol. You always rob the clingy child, the milk's dry boy. Get out of here. Hard to believe you sprang from these loins. If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
So in order to complete the mission, you need to go to Los Santos and find a deludamol van, which appears at one of the hospitals. Once you get there in Los Santos, all you have to do is kill yourself on purpose, respawn at the hospital, get in that van, and drive back across a good chunk of the map until you reach Trevor's trailer again. And that's when this second cutscene happens.
I got the meds, Mom! Mom! I got the meds! Mom! Mom! No, Mother!
So, when you return with the van, according to what I just showed, Trevor's mother simply isn't there anymore. She has completely disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The mission ends with Trevor feeling unwell, lying on the ground, visibly upset, and the game automatically switches to another character, and that's where the big mystery begins. What exactly happened in this mission? There are two theories, and I'll talk about the first one, which is the theory that I believe is wrong, okay? But I'll let you guys post in the comments what you think about it. One of the very popular theories within the community states that Trevor's mother was never really there, and that all of this was just a hallucination. According to this theory, after a lifetime of psychological and physical abuse, Trevor would have developed a completely fragmented mind, and after becoming rich in the main campaign of GTA 5 and solving his financial life, his emotional side would have come to the surface with everything to try to be resolved, and so the question mark appeared to start this mission. Trevor's mother's mission would basically be a manifestation of guilt, trauma, and all the repressed hatred that he always carried about his mother. Some fans of this theory even believe that Trevor killed his mother in the past, and that everything he went through here would be a mental projection very similar to some hallucination movies out there. One of the main arguments used to support this theory is the fact that this mission cannot be repeated. Unlike other missions in the Stranger and Freaks category, it does not appear again in the menu. In GTA 5, there are random events on the map that cannot be repeated, but these events do not have names or a fixed marker on the map. So it's not a random event, but it's not really a Stranger and Freaks mission either. It's a bit messy, and the fact that this mission has a name, marker, and still cannot be repeated leads many to believe that it represents something that did not actually happen. Another point that suggests that this was just a hallucination. If you go back to Trevor's trailer before completing this mission, you will hear Trevor's mother's dialogues happening as if she were inside the trailer. However, if you glitch inside the house or blow it up from the outside, the door will be open, and when you enter, there will be no one there. This gives a little more strength to this theory. And to finish, when this mission ends, the game automatically switches to another character when Trevor is lying on the ground. And if you decide to go back to Trevor immediately, he is seen drinking or sometimes getting high, visibly altered, which gives much more strength to this theory of being a hallucination, because Trevor wasn't doing too well and was getting high. However, talking about this drug-induced hallucination part, I think this theory starts to lose strength in the next point. Throughout GTA 5, whenever the characters go through hallucinations, the game makes it very clear to us. There are visual filters, audio distortions, and very evident effects that show that it's not really happening. This, for example, happens in the weed missions with Barry, or in the mission where Michael is drugged by Jimmy. In those cases, there is no doubt that is really a hallucination. And in Trevor's mother's mission, none of this happens. There is no filter, no distortion, there is no visual indication that it's not real. Trevor getting high or drinking after the mission. It could just be a way for him to drown his sorrows since he was once again abandoned by his mother. And this is exactly where the second theory comes in, which I think is a little more coherent with the story of GTA 5, also due to a fact that I will point out to you. According to this theory, Trevor's mother was actually there and had to leave in a hurry. Trevor's mother, as I just mentioned, really was there. She got out of prison sooner than Trevor expected and showed up at the trailer unexpectedly. That's why Trevor gets a scare. And there is a very strong narrative proof of this within the game itself, and that proof is Ron. Throughout the story of GTA 5, Ron, who lives next to Trevor's trailer, makes several posts on Life Invader commenting on things that happen in Trevor's house, which is his neighbor's house. He has already talked about the trailer and some strange situations, even about a supposed Mexican maid, which I believe is a clear reference to Martin Madrazo's wife during the time she was kidnapped at Trevor's house, doing maid services that leave Trevor's house very clean. And perhaps the biggest confirmation of the whole game that Mrs. Phillips was really there. It's another one of Ron's posts on Life Invader. After the completion of this mission, there is a post from Ron directly asking on Trevor's Life Invader if he's not going to introduce his mother to him. And that is extremely important because Ron, he only comments throughout the other posts things that really happened. Like for example, Trevor scaring his wife or some other posts there that you can visibly see that happened in the GTA 5 story. And if at the end of the game, he asks a question like this about whether Trevor's mother is going to be introduced to him or not, I think that is more than irrefutable evidence that Trevor's mother was there and that Trevor did not introduce her to Ron. But if she really was there, why did she disappear then? Here comes another detail that many people ignore. Trevor, he lives in the countryside while the Dilutamol van that we can find is there in Los Santos most of the time. Even going as fast as possible within the GTA world, obviously the journey takes hours. The van is slow, the route is long, and during all this time that Trevor was looking for the van, found the van and came back, Trevor's mother was waiting. Considering her history of abandoning her son, it is perfectly plausible that she simply got tired of waiting. In addition, there are also other theories, such as her request being extremely suspicious. A whole van or truck of Dilutamol is not something common to ask someone for. This could indicate addiction, debt, or even a planned escape. She wanted that cargo to be able to pay someone, sell, trade, or simply run away before Trevor came back, so she gave him an eternal task. And then when he returns, she's already gone. But with all that I've said, there's still one loose end, which is the following. If Trevor's mother was really there, why when he tries to enter the trailer, whether by blowing up bombs or with mods, she's really not inside? Why would the trailer be empty and she wouldn't be there? And I think that's very simple, guys. This mission, the guy who scripted this mission or the team that scripted this mission, they did it to leave a mystery in the game. And if Trevor had access to his mother to be able to dialogue and talk about things from the past, etc., that would no longer be a mystery that would be generating this kind of video today, that would generate this kind of discussion today. And Rockstar, they are really good at this, in leaving things that will resonate in the community regarding theories among other things, because this will give even more visibility to their games. So the fact that Trevor's mother is not inside the trailer, even though canonically she went there, it is simply because the writers who developed this mission did not want there to be any other kind of interaction between Trevor and his mother other than that initial cutscene and the insults she hurls at him when he tries to access the trailer, thus leaving a much bigger mystery in the air. So from my point of view, I strongly believe that Trevor's mother really was there, especially because of Ron's dialogue. However, even with this video, many people will continue to believe that it was just a hallucination. Leave your opinion down below in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think because it's a very interesting topic, and even though I presented some facts from my side, maybe someone out there has some evidence that proves this to be a hallucination, and then the whole theory goes down the drain. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and if you enjoy mystery videos here on the channel, click here next to the yellow arrow to check out the GTA 5 Iceberg, which is a video with all the mysteries of the game, at least almost all of them. It's a bit outdated now, but there's a lot of good stuff there that you probably don't know about. That being said then, big hug to you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.